So we all know and are fully aware of the fact that abusers, manipulators, narcissists aren't aware or don't acknowledge the fact that they are bad people. Or at least they care more about how other people perceive them than they do their actual behaviors. They rather gaslight, manipulate, and scare people into silence as opposed to just not hurting people. And I know a lot of my content, I've been saying how we have just been passing the torch of narcissism for centuries. We've been enabling the worst behavior out of people and not really acknowledging it. And I say this because there's a lot of people in the world right now presenting themselves as good people who in turn rather seek to control, manipulate, and dominate others. Abusers, manipulators, narcissists, whatever you want to call them, they play the long game. They present themselves very carefully out in public, and it's not until you get close to them in an intimate way or romantic or intimate to where you won't be able to see fully their true colors, because unless you can have that access to the illusion or underneath the illusion, you're never going to see that person for who they truly are. So we have to let go of our perceptions and how we see people so that we can fully acknowledge and hold people accountable. Because we don't want to hold abusers and manipulators accountable because we don't want to hurt their feelings. They present themselves as good people. They present themselves as victims. My life has been so hard. I have been through so much. I can't possibly have done something bad to somebody because people have always done bad things to me. How could I possibly be a manipulator when, I was being assaulted as a child? But it's like, you can still go through these experiences. You can still be a victim and a perpetrator. We have to really sit and acknowledge our behavior and the ways that we affect other people in the world around us, because if we don't, we are going to continue perpetuating these cycles of abuse and trauma. The people like me who have deep empathy, compassion, and caring for the world, we're taking ourselves out because it's much easier to just not exist than it is to be surrounded by a bunch of fake people who rather wear a mask and pretend they're something they're not, as opposed to being authentically themselves. And to end it off, I'm just going to give you a little bit of an example, because I have been called a manipulative abuser by people. And I want to give an example of just my intentions of when I worked with people, what they can say when I worked with them, because if they say anything otherwise, they're lying. I'm very supportive of people. The only thing I really want to see is people thrive and really fully come into their own power, their own beliefs, their own truth. I want to see people fully be who they are and express themselves without the fear of others' opinions or the worries of being accepted. I want people to find that acceptance within themselves. And more often than not, what I have found is people want to put me in my place. People want to humble me. People want to teach me a lesson. They kind of want me to see myself as less than, incapable, unable to do the things that I want to do. They'll call me crazy. They'll make fun of me. They'll call me names. They'll make fun of my nose. People love to bring up how I have a pig nose, even though white women desperately fucking try to make their nose look like this. So yeah, I'm not really gonna let anybody bother me with their opinions of me or how they think of me or what I believe or any of that, because I know I stand in my truth. I know I'm authentic, and I know I'm honest. My story and my words and my intentions have not changed this past year of making content, and it will not change because I am myself and I am authentic, and I'm really challenging and going against these abusers and manipulators who would rather hide under the surface and manipulate you into thinking you're harming them, as opposed to holding themselves accountable for the ways that they show up in the world and affect other people.